Good evening. My name is Charles Sharp, and this is my Muffins final case assessment for HR 355 Planning and Staffing. During this presentation, we will discuss why Mia hired an HR manager, the job analysis and job description, a recruitment plan, recruitment source and message, interviews used, predicators and validity, and finally retention. Mia's Muffins has seen rapid growth, going from 1 bakery to 15 bakeries in 8 years, causing a rise in hiring. Mia also had a discrimination complaint filed from an applicant for a customer service position. Mia has hired an HR staff to make sure that before she hires, that everything will be done in accordance with Title VI of the Civil Rights Act of 1964. Mia's main goal is to put the best people in the best positions to do the best job to make Mia Muffins the best bakery. As I said in the beginning, Mia hired an HR staff to make sure that she has no problem with disparate impact and disparate treatment. As you can see by this slide, they are two different things, but they're both wrong. Federal laws prohibit job discrimination based on race, color, sex, sexual orientation, gender, identity or expression, national origin, religion, age, military status, equal pay, pregnancy, disability, or genetic information, and prohibits both disparate treatment and disparate impact discrimination. The HR staff has been tasked with developing a job description and to perform a job analysis. They'll do this by reviewing the job responsibilities of current employees, doing internet research and reviewing sample job descriptions online or offline highlighting similar jobs, analyzing the work duties, tasks, and responsibilities that the employees filling the positions need to accomplish, researching and sharing with other companies that have similar jobs, and articulate the most important outcomes or contributions needed from the positions. To limit the impact on the workers, we will use the observation method along with an employee questionnaire to establish the job descriptions needed for all the jobs in the bakery. The description typically includes the person's main duties, responsibilities, and working conditions. It also includes the job title and to whom the person holding that job has to report. This will help me establish control in the work environment by placing people where they need to be and what they are expected to do. It will also help provide job applicants with an outline of the main duties and responsibilities of the role for which they are applying. As the HR manager for Mia's Muffins, I would recommend to Mia to use the social media route along with a storefront sign to attract locals who may have a vested interest in the community, along with local connections to attract neighborhood customers. In doing this, I would recommend a targeted advertisement to narrow the search to a specific group of people who have good communication skills and can interact with the public on a daily basis. As the HR manager, we will look at both internal and external recruitment and why each is effective. Internal recruitment takes the guesswork and much of the cost out of the hiring process. With internal recruitment, there are a few advantages of using internal sources. It's a hiring strategy that helps you avoid many of the pitfalls and disadvantages of traditional external recruiting and fill your vacancies much faster. That's why it's important to look internally within your organization as much as any other recruiting channel. You could have a fully qualified, talented, and reliable candidate just a few desks away. Also, there's the external recruitment. There are multiple advantages to external recruiting. External recruiting allows you to find a candidate who possesses skills your company lacks. Additionally, by expanding your network, you are actively recruiting new perspectives which can benefit a growing company. Another advantage is that this method allows you to work on your employer brand. This is especially true when using the recruiting process of finding leads on social media. With an actively maintained employer brand, you become more attractive to potential candidates by showing them why they want to work for you. This chart actively shows you the reasons for internal and external hiring and the benefits that each possess. There are ways to overcome some of the drawbacks of either internal or external hires. For example, to overcome a drawback of not having enough college graduates among your current staff, you could create a tuition reimbursement program. Whereas to overcome the cultural fit and performance issues you may encounter with external hires, consider creating a robust onboarding, mentoring, and training program for them, which we will recommend to Mia if she hires externally. As the HR manager, my recommendation to Mia would be to use a semi-structured interview with some pre-selected questions based on a job qualification, and then add the unstructured method to see how they react to change and to get a feel if they are frontline material. The semi-structured interview places both the candidate and the company at the heart of the process. To prepare, the hiring manager creates a list of interviewing questions they wish to ask. However, unlike structured interviews, there is no scale on which a candidate's answer needs to fall. While this means the data gathered will be qualitative rather than quantitative, it also means there is no right or wrong answer. This takes the pressure off the candidate and allows the hiring manager to respond spontaneously. When a structured interview relies on the candidates ticking boxes with their answer, it can sometimes result in a wrong hire. This is because the hiring manager is swayed by the data, so they hire the candidate who said the right things rather than following their instinctive initial feelings. When there is no right answer, it is not possible for a candidate to fail. This provides a safe space for the candidate to be truly honest. It also makes room for conversation to occur in the moment. As the HR manager, I would also advise Mia to use the cutoff scoring method because top-down could eliminate quality hires. Some people can take tests and still not be proficient at the job. A well-designed assessment program will improve your ability to make effective employment decisions. However, some of the best predicators of job performance may exhibit adverse impact. As a test user, there are several good testing practices to follow to minimize adverse impact in conducting personal assessment and to ensure that if adverse impact does occur, it will not a result of deficiencies of your assessment tools. I'll give you time to finish reading this slide. If you determine that it is necessary to use a test that may result in adverse impact, it is recommended that it be used as only one part of a comprehensive assessment process. That is, apply the whole person approach to your personal assessment program. This approach will allow you to improve your assessment of the individual and reduce the effects of differences in average scores between the groups on a single test. As this cutoff score sample shows, each role you're hiring for will have some unique skills and characteristics that signify a strong performer, and it's important to know what those are. However, it is also important to identify the key predicators of hard workers, top performers, and great employees. Key predicators of job performance will vary from role to role. Every job is different. These characteristics will show what predicts a great job performance and what not to really look for. As an HR manager, we must ensure the validity and reliability of the tests we give. A good employment test must be valid and reliable. It must measure what it claims to measure and do so consistently. It is directly related to the job for which a person is being considered, and it measures one or more important job characteristics. It is presented in a format and style appropriate to the test taker's level of education. A good test also gives decision makers information not obtained through other methods such as applications, resumes, interviews, reference checks, and work samples. Finally, it complies with EEOC requirements and does not discriminate against people based on age, gender, national origin, or religion. As an HR manager, hiring is not the only issue. We have to make sure the people we hire stay as employees. We do not need to just hire, but we need to keep those we hire. 4 ways to help retain present employees are onboarding new employees, develop a relationship of mutual respect, engage the employees, and try to offer what other businesses can't. Lastly, if you want to keep retention high during this time of low unemployment, capitalize on what can truly set your small business apart. Treat your employees like family. As conclusion, in this slide we have covered why EMEA hired an HR manager and HR team, why EMEA wants to avoid any signs of discrimination in hiring, the reasons for job description and analysis, recruitment and interviewing strategies, predicators to look for in hiring, the validity and reliability of the test, and how to maintain and keep our employees happy.